gentlemen, welcome to another Path of Exile 2 video. Guys, I'm back with a fresh, fun new build. First iteration of my new poison build. It's very different from my old build, guys, but you know what I used to love a lot? Damage, damage, damage. Okay, guys, first things first, we got to get to the character. I'm a level 96 Pathfinder, 199 strength, 198 dexterity, 202 intelligence, 1752 life, 3600 energy shield, 859 mana, 211 spirit, 62% evasion, all maxed resistances, 49% chance to deflect, damage prevented 40%, and 36% movement speed. So guys, with the last build, we did have 70% evasion. We're now down to 62. We had 5400 energy shield. We are now down to 36. We had 95% chance to deflect. We are now down to 49. And we had 46% movement speed. We are now down to 36. So we have taken some defensive hits. We're not quite a glass cannon, but we don't have the defensive abilities that we used to. We're also a little slower. So you might ask, you've nerfed the defenses, so what are we going to get out of it, man? Are we going to get something good out of it? We sure are, guys. We sure are. Okay, guys, this is the first look at the new passive tree. The new passive tree has a lot of similarities to the old passive tree, although there's been a lot of changes as well. I've incorporated some of the same things that I had in the last build. So we got Path of the Warrior and Overwhelming Toxicity, Relentless Pursuit, and Running Assault as our incendiaries. So we branch down and we don't get honed instincts, guys. This is the first time I've ever said that. Usually I'm like, we branch down, we get honed instincts as always. This time, guys, no honed instincts. We couldn't afford it. I'm sorry. So we branch down, we get master fletching for equipped quiver bonuses, escape velocity, lasting toxins, stacking toxins. We have our heart of the will diamond. We branch down, we get maiming strike for attack damage which scales poison damage. We branch up, we get feathered fletching, we get agonizing calamity for more damage. We get our crit nodes, enhanced reflexes, bestial skin. We still have our same time lost sapphire here, guys. We have escalating toxins and building toxins. So we still have 6 nodes that we're getting our bonuses from. We branch up. We take this pathway here to first principle of the hollow for better defenses. We branch it into here in order to get leeching toxins. And then we branch up here, guys, to Spectral Ward. And we end off at the jewel slot right here, where we have our new Megalomaniac with Subterfuge Mask and Unforgiving. So Subterfuge Mask is right here. The reason why I allocated Subterfuge Mask is that it was pretty far away from these skills. And instead of branching all the way over to it, I figured it would be easier just to allocate and save the passive skill points. The other allocation is Unforgiving, and I'll show you guys that when we branch down. So guys, now we branch down. We get this jewel slot here, Viper Dream. I got a lot of these jewel slots now, so I had to buy jewels. So I like to get magnitude or critical hit chance, stuff like that. Ailments deal damage faster. So this is our second jewel. This is our third jewel. And then we branch up from here and we get Battle Trance for more rage. We branch up over here to this jewel slot, and that's our jewel there. We also grab Lasting Trauma since we're in the area. We also have Unforgiving allocated. That is the second allocation on our Megalomaniac, which gives us +4 to rage. We branch up, another jewel slot. Then we end off at Primal Hunger, which doubles our rage. And that is the current state of the passive tree, guys. So we have incorporated rage into the build in order to try and get a DPS boost. So guys, I wanted to make a new build that I wouldn't have to switch out every single piece of gear that I had. So I wanted to use my current gear and maybe switch out like 1 or 2 things into the new build. The gear is pretty much the same except for one major difference. So I'm going to quickly blast through the regular gear that I've shown in all my other videos, and then I'll get to the change. If you guys want to pause and take a look closer at the gear at any time, you can. But here's our bow, same old bow. Same old helmet, quiver, ring, ring, and you do have to have 2 additional skill slots to make this build work. You need this jacket, just because it's good, plague finger, headhunter, boots, charms, flasks. Same as always, guys. The only difference is right here. We have had to change our amulet to make this work. So we had to lose 2 mods off our amulet plus our implicit. So what we lost is 33 intelligence, evasion based on equipped body armor, and a spirit mod that gave us like 14 spirit. And in return, we got level 20 Eternal Rage. Eternal Rage helps us max our rage out to its full effect and keeps it maxed out indefinitely. And so you can see down here we have 96 rage, guys, and it is always fully capped. So we always get the maximum bonus for our rage. Guys, I know Berserk is a really popular addition for a lot of rage builds, but putting it into the build requires a lot of adjusting the build with life regeneration skills in order to mitigate the effects of the life loss. And so overall, I felt like it wasn't worth incorporating to the build because I would have had to change so many things in order to try and make it work that it would have nerfed the build in other ways. So it won't be incorporated into the build unless I can figure out an easy solution to mitigate the life loss. Okay guys, so let's take a look at what this build actually was made for, and that's the damage. So we're going to take a look at the poison burst damage now. So in my last build, actually, I did more hit damage. I did 58,000, I believe, and I'm only doing 46. So we've actually lost hit damage, but we have a main hand critical hit chance of 40.33, so we've gained critical hit chance, and we've also gained damage, guys. This is the big change. So main hand estimated poison damage per second, 40,000 to 108,000. So if you guys remember my last video, it was, I think, 9,000 to 29,000. We have more than tripled our ailment poison damage with this build. That is the big trade-off with the lack of defenses, with the lack of movement speed. Is it worth it? I'll let you guys decide. So I'm going to show you guys here. This is the vine arrow. You can see it only takes 1 vine arrow to break armor off a boss. So there it is, and the armor is fully broken. So the very high damage makes it good for killing bosses, but to be perfectly honest guys, it's not best optimized for doing maps. So I did make some changes, and I'll show you what changes I made to do maps with. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you the changes that I made for mapping with this build. So Deadly Poison 2 on our Poison Burst, Bleed 3, Corrosion, Armor Explosion, and Tekati's Ire. And then on our gas arrow, we have Deadly Poison 2, Bursting Plague, Persistent Ground 3, Encroaching Ground, and Prolonged Duration 2. So as you can see, our damage has gone way down to 59,000 per second on our ailment from 108,000. So it's gone way down, but we gain some things that aren't shown in the damage here. So corrosion actually, once you break something's armor, you add 20% damage, which is a lot. And then armor explosion, which is very good for mapping as well. So I'm going to show you guys the difference now. Even though this does a lot less damage, it does more AoE damage and thus is better for mapping. All right, guys, that's it for the new build. That's where I'm at right now. That's the first iteration of the new Rage build. My first time delving into Rage. Even as I was watching the video there, I added a rune, 5% increased movement speed because I felt like I looked a little slow in the video, so we're even changing things as we go. If you guys got any tips for me to improve the build, I'm always listening and I'll try and incorporate it and see how it goes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.